Hello everyone and welcome one more week to another iSocial Web video about artificial intelligence. In this case, we bring you something very fun and very useful. What we are going to do is to create a podcast, an audio with artificial intelligence, written by artificial intelligence, in this case by GPT, and with our own voice cloned through another artificial intelligence tool, which is ElevenLabs. For this purpose, we have created this small script where you can see how all this works, and we are going to explain it in a very simple way. The first thing you have to do is to go to ElevenLabs and register, create an account. You have to keep in mind that in order to use the API and to be able to use this script, you have to pay at least the minimum registration fee, which I think is $1, because now it's at 80%, so you should register over there. Once you register, the next thing you should do is go to this section here. I already have a voice created, but by default it will look something like this. What we are interested in is to generate a voice clone. If you see here, I have already generated this voice cloning. If you give it a new one, it will ask you these two options and you have to select the voice clone. Here you name it, upload an audio with your voice. Ideally, you should take a text from Wikipedia or some other topic. Ideally, a text related to the topic you want to talk about, because then the words will be common and it will be easier to use. Upload an audio of less than 10 megas. And with that, you simply fill in the fields, a description, some tags, and you will be able to clone your voice. For the case, you will have something like this. Cloned voice of Alvaro Peña, voice configuration. In my case, I have set the stability to 25%, although later in the code it is modified, and the clarity and similarity to 100% so that it is as similar as possible to my own voice. And you have to choose multilingual, because if you don't choose multilingual, by default it will take English and it will seem that you are some guris speaking in Spanish, so it will look a bit weird. Once you have that, you can put a text here and try to see how this voice sounds. I hit play so you can see a little bit of how it works. Basically what it's doing is generating the voice in bass. If you notice, it is quite similar to my natural voice. Once we have that, what we're going to do is the following. We are going to install the ElevenLabs and OpenAI libraries. We are going to import all the necessary libraries. You have to add your OpenAI key here. Don't copy it because it doesn't make any sense, because we are going to delete it after the video. And from there, what we are going to do is load the voices, choose the voice that we have trained. In this case, mine is position 9. Leave it because if it is the first one that you generate, the position will be the same. If you see that it is not position 9, then it will be position 10 or the one you generate. We have to choose which model of GPT chat we want to work with. You can work with the GPT Turbo, which is the cheapest and fastest, or if you want to work with GPT-V, you choose the model. Then we tell it how we want the AI to act. In this case, we want it to act as a podcast announcer, the topic we want to talk about, and the prompt with which we are going to generate the content. Here, so that you can try it, by default I have put that it is generated with 20 words, so that it does not make you much consumption. Then when you generate longer audios, you can remove the restriction, or you can put 1,000 words or whatever you want. 1,000 words or whatever you want. Here we already make the standard call that we usually do to GPT with this prompt and this model. And then from here, the magic of ElevenLabs begins. What we have to do is to call the ElevenLabs resource, and what is interesting for here that you have to modify in case you want to generate the contents in other languages or whatever, is that it has to be, if you are going to do it in Spanish, in multilingual, and then here you configure the stability and the similarity around the values that you test. That is easier for you. Here I have made a demo. I have told you to talk about what is the AI. Welcome, exactly the AI. Here you already have the audio that he generated. In this case, as I said, 20 words. An audio of only 33 seconds. Once you have this audio, from here you can download it. You can download it. It is not seen very well because this is eaten by the wheel, but you give it here and it already downloads the MP. and that you can upload it to iVox or where you want. With that, you can generate a whole podcast of artificial intelligence through texts or through the AI generating your own texts. I hope you find it interesting and see you on the channel.